First place in the NFC North is on the line, heck, might be more than that, between the most storied rivalry in the NFL, Green Bay at home on a 3-game win streak ahead of this monster interdivision showdown.
Pressure in his face, throws, it is caught! First down, Packers, and that will do it!
They welcome the Chicago Bears, the NFC's number 1 seed Chicago Bears to town, who are in the driver's seat all of a sudden on a 5-game win streak, winners of 9 of their last 10.
From 52 out, that kick is going to be pulled to the left.
Last time Chicago was the number 1 seed this far into a season, Caleb Williams was 5 years old. Ben Johnson was a backup quarterback at UNC, which means it was 2006. They had a quarterback who wowed at times and then left you shaking your head a snap later, paired with a Monsters of the Midway defense that led the league in takeaways.
Alex Brown had one of 3 interceptions against the Bills. Ricky Manning Jr. had 2 against the Seahawks and nearly scored.
Sound familiar? Caleb hopefully more sexy than Rexy in the end. Bears 2025 defense, number 1 in takeaways, just got done facing a team with the fewest turnovers all year, and a guy who only had 1 INT all year, and now they face a guy who only has 3, to a team that can now boast it has the fewest turnovers. Packers saw it though. Chicago took the ball away from the Eagles twice.
Throwing deep downfield and into traffic, and that is picked.
And picked off the previously 1 INT Jalen Hurts. Safety Kevin Byard with his league-leading 6th pick held Hurts to an 84 rate under 7 yards per attempt.
And there's Byard, who's got as good a range and instincts as any guy in center field.
Now on to Jordan Love. Hasn't been picked off in his last 4, and he comes off one of his best games of 2025. 4 touchdowns, over 230 yards, a rate over 120.
Looking, floating for the corner. Wicks, he is!
Love fueled Green Bay's offense to 31 points, have only really shorted out 3 times this season, 23-plus points in 9 of 12 contests.
Wicks makes the catch, lunging, he's in! Number 2 for Wicks.
Love didn't take a sack on 30 pass attempts versus the Lions, 0 to 2 sacks taken in 8 of his last 9 games. Bears pass rush didn't reach Hurts once, only hit him once, don't have many bags on the season, so you wouldn't think it would tilt things. Bears DBs gave up over 130 yards and 2 touchdowns to A.J. Brown.
Going deep for Brown, touchdown, A.J. Brown.
One of his TDs and some of those yards were on the empty side though, and Chicago got corners Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon back, so they expect to play the pass better going forward. 2 Packers pass catchers roll in off season best performances. Dontavian Wicks, a season-high 94 yards and 2 scores, some really nice grabs too.
Was a seed from Jordan Love, and Dontavian Wicks has another one to pick up 18.
Christian Watson with 80 yards, 4 catches, also scored, also authored a high level of difficulty reception.
3rd down. Love, quick throw outside again, and what a catch by Christian Watson.
Romeo Doubs, the other recipient of a Love TD, just 20 yards. Josh Jacobs returned from his 1-game absence due to injury, 83 yards, 4.9 a carry. That's 70-plus yards in 3 of his last 4.
1-2, Jacobs, good move, first down and more. Jacobs breaks free into Lions territory.
Bears have been a running back's dream in 2025, so holding Saquon to 4.3 a carry is a win for them. If we're talking about toking the rock, though, gotta talk about a Bears offense that trucks in off a game that saw 2 of their backs go for 125 plus. Kyle Monangai, 130, 5.9 per carry, and a score.
And another great run here, and this is Monangai taking it out past the 40.
DeAndre Swift, 125, 6.9 a pop and a score.
Williams to Swift, touchdown.
Only Buffalo averages more rushing yards per game than the Bears do. Those 2 dudes, the fuel for an offense that put up 24 points on an Eagles team others were having trouble figuring out.
Swift inside the 25, first down and more.
Well, let's see what you got, because the Packers front just took on Jahmyr Gibbs, held him to 3.4 a carry, holding runners under 4 yards per carry for the year, so not fluky.
Gibbs again, man. Adam, this time he gets swallowed up. Nowhere to run.
Packs defense held Detroit's offense to 24 points. That's considered a win, held their previous 4 opponents under 21, so they've been playing good ball for over a month now.
The Packers with a stand. Back-to-back stuffs of Gibbs.
Tied to their recent defensive surge, Micah Parsons bagged up Jared Goff 2.5 times. Pat got to him 3 times total. Nice pressure rate, too. Almost half of his dropbacks. Parsons has a 3-game sack streak, totaling 6 bags.
Take it. Look out! Goff is smoke. Guess who? Micah Parsons.
Caleb Williams does get a Green Bay secondary that gave up over 230 yards to Goff, 2 touchdowns, didn't pick him off, gave up a 132 rating to him.
Goff can't find anyone else. Throws, and it's caught for a touchdown.
Could have been worse, too. Save Detroit's pass catchers dropped a few big passes. Jamison Williams, one of those pass catchers, and they still gave up a touchdown and over 100 yards to him. Their play versus Goff, not on par with how they've played quarterbacks overall, and now they take on Caleb, who put some nice English on a key TD throw to Cole Kmet last week.
Pulling, throwing, open, touchdown, Cole Kmet into the end zone.
Pointing that out because my mom said if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I won't mention he went 17 for 36, or that he had a 56 rate game, or that he's completed under 60% of his throws in 8 of his last 9, or that some stormtroopers have an easier time hitting their targets. He leads the NFL in off-target throws, a bad pick versus Philadelphia.
And then it's picked off! Intercepted to the 35-yard line. Jalix Hunt.
Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Colston Loveland, Luther Burden, all with less than 40 yards versus Philadelphia. It should be fun to see Caleb try to get away from Micah, though. Williams took 2 sacks to the Eagles, but every game he should take more, save his amazing escapability.
Backing up. On the move, he is going to keep it and get the first down.
These two teams have had a thing for each other since 1921. Man, wish we could see the film on those early games. Here's the scores from their 1931 and 1932 seasons. 7-0, 6-2, 7-6, 0-0, 2-0, 9-0. They checked off multiple scoregami boxes. 210 games played in the series, only 1 playoff matchup, 2010 conference championship, the infamous Caleb Haney game.
NFC Championship game, historic meeting between the NFL's 2 oldest rivals, the Chicago Bears, the Green Bay Packers.
On the road to Dallas, baby. Mark my words. Let's go. Let's go.
Fakes the handoff, bootlegs left. Diving for the pylon. Touchdown!
Oh, yeah! Hey, that a way to start? Hey, that's the first one!
The Packers' defense shut down the Bears' running game and forced 3 turnovers.
Opportunity is knocking for the Packer defense.
Press coverage, snap to Haney, throws it over the middle. Intercepted! B.J. Raji in the end zone for the touchdown! Looking around in the pocket, throws it over the middle. Intercepted! Intercepted by Shields, and there it is! It is Green Bay all the way to Super Bowl 45! Oh my God! We go to Dallas, let's go!
There was just 1 game left. 1 more win, and the Packers would again be world champions.
Hey, Mike, good luck in the Super Bowl, man. All right, go get it. All right, great year. All right.
New York Jets at home again. Maybe their fans will show up this week after they showed they still have some fight left in them.
Yards out. His career long is 58.
And Folk's kick is good.
They get back together with the Miami Dolphins, who still have faint dreams of pulling off a huge mid-season turnaround. They've won 3 straight, 4 of their last 5, to keep themselves in the hunt section on those screens we're seeing a lot of lately.
Throws. It's intercepted. And on the run, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Fins now at 5-7, trying to overcome a 3-win Jets team, trying to overcome an offense and a quarterback who have been hard to count on lately, but maybe they can pull it off behind their defense and their running back. 3 reasons to keep feeding Devon Achane, maybe make it 5. A, he comes in off a 134-yard, 6.1 per attempt, 1-score game.
Achane for the end zone. He is in for a Dolphin touchdown.
2, Achane's last 3 games, 174, 120, and his 134 from a week ago. 4, this is round 2 of Fins and Jets, and when the boys in Aqua beat the boys in Green back in week 4, 27-21, Achane ran for 99 yards and a touchdown, 5 yards per carry against a front that had Quinnen Williams.
Achane breaks a tackle, dodging tacklers to the 5, into the end zone for a touchdown.
B, Jets' current front just faced a speed back, gave up 142 yards on 6.2 a carry to Bijan. He scored on them too.
Robinson cuts to the outside and takes it in for a Falcons touchdown.
Or Bijan, whatever. And 5, it's a bonus reason in this Pulp Fiction timeline list. Miami's quarterback is the INT leader. So, like Jennifer Aniston wondering about her flair, more Achane then, less Tagovailoa, who threw his 14th pick in their win over the Saints, 12 of 23 passing, a 55 rate, only 157 yards, took 4 sacks, has finished with less than 175 yards passing, 3 straight games.
On the boot keep right here, and another throw behind the receiver.
So what a matchup we have here. The quarterback with the most INTs versus the secondary that has none. Jets didn't pick off Kirk Cousins, gave up 1 touchdown to him, over 230 yards, over 7 yards per attempt, a 94 rate.
This is Sills, and Sills takes it in for a Falcons touchdown.
Gave up 24 points to the Falcons, let them convert all 3 red zone chances, 23 plus points given up in 4 of their last 5.
Is Algier. And Algier is in for a Falcons touchdown.
Did hold him to 4 for 12 on 3rd down. Sacked Cousins 2 times, 33 pass attempts. They average fewer than 2 a game. Gave up 51 receiving yards to Robinson on top of all of those rush yards. Gave up 82 yards to Kyle Pitts. Only 2 Dolphins with 40 plus yards. 1 a tight end. Darren Waller returned from injury last week, led them with 47 yards.
He's got it at midfield. Darren Waller inside the 40 of New Orleans.
Jalen Waddle, 40 yards.
Time and open is Waddle, and still on his feet. He got to the 32 before the Saints shoved him back.
So now to that Miami defense we mentioned, held the Saints to 17 points, which makes it 3 straight they've held their opponent under 18 points in 4 of their last 5.
Picked up, pass is incomplete. Split between a couple of Dolphins.
Holding the Saints offense in check, not much to write home about, but they held Buffalo to 13, and they held New York to 21 back when they were giving out points like candy. That was when Justin Fields was quarterbacking. They faced Tyrod Taylor in this one, and he has confidence on his side. 172 yards, a touchdown, no picks, 81 rate isn't much, but combine it with 44 rush yards, 5.5 a carry, and a rush TD, and you get an offense that tallied a nice 27 points.
Taylor inside the 5 to the end zone, touchdown!
That's 27 points in 2 of Taylor's 3 starts, too. Taylor took 2 sacks, 33 pass attempts versus Atlanta, faced an average pressure rate, no big. Miami's pass rush could make it big if they can replicate their Week 13 showing. Sacked Tyler Shuck 4 times, 38 pass attempts. Bradley Chubb had 1, Chop Robinson 1.5.
He has time. Can he get out of the pocket this time? No.
They went from a sub-2 sack a game team to slightly above 2 per contest. Secondary Tyrod takes on. Picked off Shuck once, also gave up 2 touchdowns to him, 230-plus yards, a 91 rating. He fared better versus them than he had most of his previous games.
For the end zone. Did he hang on? Touchdown, Saints!
Dolphins' backside gave up 93 yards and a TD to Devon Vele, 47 yards and a touchdown to Chris Olave. Only one Jet with more than 21 yards. John Mechie saw 8 targets, only 19 yards. Adonai Mitchell saw a team-high 12 targets, season-best 102 yards on 8 catches, one a 52-yard TD.
Miller, airing it out. It is caught. Mitchell, touchdown!
And Breece Hall, of course, scored in their win, 68 yards on the ground.
The handoff to Breece Hall, and he takes it in for a Jets touchdown.
Only 3.6 per attempt, 2.8 the week before that. Dolphins held Devin Neal to 3.4, 14 tries. Better than normal, so don't be shocked if Breece rebounds. Only one playoff game between these two, 1982 season. Do you remember who prevailed?
This gave you that one moment of glory, but a lot of pain over the years. The Mud Bowl was horrible.
Rain is forecast for the entire afternoon.
The Jets had a blazingly fast team, but Don Shula didn't put the tarp on the field.
And it's going to be treacherous because the middle of the field is very sloppy, very wet, and very soft.
I've never seen a field like this. We ought to get little boats out here or something, paddling around. It's pretty bad.
If you're a kid and you're ever on a slip slide, okay, that's about what it was like. So we tried to change the game plan up, and we basically made A.J. Dewey a household name.
Midway through the third quarter, 7-0 Dolphins. Todd, plenty of time. Intercepted again and picked off by Dewey.
Play action, looks, pass deflected, intercepted. Dolphins got a touchdown. Intercepted into the end zone goes A.J. Dewey. 14-0, Dewey's third interception here in the second half.
And it was a heartbreaker. A.J. Dewey should have sent us Christmas cards. He never did, and I was really upset about that.
Tennessee Titans head off to Cleveland this week on a 7-game losing streak that has them 2 games up in the race for the number 1 pick, with a starting quarterback who's had a very hard time staying upright, which of course bodes well for a certain Browns player chasing history.
That's Kittle. Here's Purdy. McKivitz the block. Here comes Garrett. It's a sack.
Myles Garrett, now 4 away from breaking the all-time single-season sack record after dropping Brock Purdy once. He has 19 in 12 games played. Just repeating it, Michael Strahan, 22.5 in 16 games played. T.J. Watt, 22.5 in 15. Cam Ward, the type of quarterback who could let Garrett break it in his 13th. Ward took 3 more sacks last week, has been planted 48 times. No QB has been part of as many gardens in 2025.
And Jacksonville bring it 4. Here he comes again. Hines Allen.
Ward, one of 2 young quarterbacks in this game, trying to find their way before the year is over. Neither of these teams is playoff bound, of course. Ward only threw for 141 yards for a brutal 3.7 yards per attempt last week.
Ward over the middle, and that's incomplete. Looking for DK.
Not exactly the kind of follow-up he was looking for after having a nice game the week prior. Ward's counterpart, Shedeur Sanders, only threw for 8 more yards in his loss to San Francisco, 149 yards on a meager 6 per attempt, did at least throw for a touchdown to boost his rate to 93 for the game, has connected on plenty of long passes within the few attempts he's had in his 2 games.
Gets a block, hit as he throws, caught wide open, Fannin 5, touchdown!
So which kid has a better chance to look better this week? Tennessee's secondary gave up 229 yards, 2 TDs to Trevor Lawrence, 8.5 yards per attempt, no interceptions, gave up a 111 rate to a dude who walked in with a 79 rating.
Well, look at the pocket. He has all day. And then look at the confusion on the safety.
Their play versus Lawrence, fits their Jabba the Hutt body of work against the pass. The Browns' secondary Ward takes on tougher, average-ish numbers against the pass for the year after holding Brock Purdy to 168 yards, under 6 yards per attempt, an 83 rating, so Cam's road to redemption a little steeper.
Chased on the play. Mason Graham was there to the end zone and incomplete and aiming for Pearsall.
Browns defense still gave up 26 points. That's 23 plus allowed in 4 of their last 5.
To the end zone, caught for the touchdown. Grab by Jawan Jennings.
Titans defense gave up 25 points, so 25 plus allowed in 5 of their last 6.
At the line of scrimmage, Spartan tries to go low and Tootin easily gets into the end zone.
So something has to give with one of these units. The 2 offenses involved combined for 11 points last week. Browns 3 for 11 on 3rd down, no trips inside the 20, 8 points. So Tennessee's defense looking at an offense that has wobbled off the field with less than 21 points in all but 2 games.
Got a block from Judkins, got a block from Robinson going deep. Oh, and he had Judy, but incomplete.
Both these teams put up 24 points the week prior, too. Solid production for offenses of their ilk. Both returned to form week 13. Tennessee's only managing 3 points versus the Jags, exactly like Cleveland, as they have left work without scoring 21 points 10 of 12 shifts.
Quarterback sneak. Ward throws incomplete. Boy.
Only 1 pass catcher with more than 40 yards for either team last week. Harold Fannin, the one who caught Sanders' touchdown, with 44. Jerry Jeudy, 26. David Njoku, 4. Chigo Okonkwo led Tennessee with 29. Each team's running backs more worthy of attention. Tony Pollard, 6 yards per carry on his 10 attempts.
Will that carry over into this game? A first down run here and more. So a good start for Tony Pollard.
And Quinshon Judkins with 91 yards, 4 per try, snapped a 6-game streak that saw him finish sub-4.
Oh, there was a great block in there by Leviston, and that opens the door for Judkins.
Both backs face fronts that held their own last week. Tennessee held Travis Etienne to 28 yards, 2.3 a run. Cleveland held CMC to 53 yards, 2.7 per. So let the 6-3 or 36-33 predictions flow. 3 wins versus 1 win. It's the latest Combat Bowl. Real gamers get it. Classic. Maybe this one will be too. This has been a wacky season, to say the least. Browns up on the Titans 37-32 all time. First played in 1970 when the Titans were the Houston Oilers, which is what they were when they first met in the playoffs in 1988, the only playoff meeting ever between the two.
Program here. Game day program. See the dogs here. Game day program here.
Good afternoon and Merry Christmas, everyone. The Oilers playing the Cleveland Browns here at Municipal Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. In this, the AFC wildcard game. It is a cold, rainy afternoon.
This is the real house of pain. We'll see today who tells lies and who don't tell lies. I say this is the house of pain. Right here in Cleveland, Ohio.
You better believe it. We're on for today. We're on for today. The Browns are ready. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Hit the beach on the set. Set, hit the beach!
Strock fumbles the snap. Ball is loose. The Oilers have it at the 16-yard line. Don Strock going out on the first snap of the second quarter with a jammed wrist. This has been the house of rain and the house of pain today for both teams. And here is Mike Pagel, who was just activated 2 days ago in case of an emergency, and the emergency is at hand. Pagel firing deep, right side. Brennan got the ball at the 10-yard line and down. And Mike Pagel was on the money. Fake handoff, little swing pass, knocked down in the backfield. Is that a lateral? Clay Matthews picks it up and goes into the end zone. They're going to look at this one again.
It's a lateral. It should be a touchdown.
Strange, strange, strange.
Despite 2 controversial calls against them, Cleveland overcame both the officials and the Oilers to take a late third-quarter lead.
Go back in the pocket, looking over the middle, firing over the middle. Touchdown, Slaughter! He came wide open on the post pattern. It's deja vu.
For the 4th consecutive season, the Browns' defense didn't have it when they needed it most, permitting a lengthy, game-winning drive. It cost Cleveland a playoff game they could have won. Though they never quit, Cleveland's painful path to the playoffs came to an end.
Can't say it didn't go down to the bitter end in exciting fashion. You consider that they went from Kosar to Danielson to Pagel to Strock to Kosar to Strock to Pagel. It's kind of remarkable they even came up at 10-6 and went on into the playoffs.
We've come awfully close in the past 4 years, especially the 2 losses to Denver. It took a lot of heart out of the organization, but we had the resilience to come and bounce back. We want to make the final hurdle and get over that final hump and go the distance.
Who wants it more? Minnesota Vikings at home after their offense put on a Pepe Le Pew showing have lost 4 in a row now, only have 4 wins. 1 more than the visitors in this one, the Washington Commanders, who have lost 7 straight games. So I know fish live in them, military members drive them, sometimes 2 teams play in bowls named after them by the fans. But Washington showed no one is tanking here, man. I mean, they tried their best to snap that losing streak.
Mariota has it rejected by Benito and Denver.
Their 2-point attempt to win it, showing Dan Quinn doesn't care about draft slot. His quest to be the first backwards hat-wearing head coach to make a Super Bowl since T.J. Detweiler. In dire straits, though, as Washington finds itself in the 7th slot of the 2026 draft at this point.
Take off, got it away for the touchdown for Sutton.
Only 4 teams giving up more points than the Commanders this season, no team allowing more yards per play. Well, how about a face-off with a Vikings offense that just went for -7 points? Feels like the kind Nick Cage and Travolta had. The -7 coming off one of the 4 INTs Max Brosmer threw in his NFL debut that was housed.
Oh no! Ernest Jones! House call!
Nowhere to go but up, right? Well, thankfully they didn't think that and make face-off too. Brosmer took 4 sacks on his 30 pass attempts.
Making Max Brosmer feel his presence the last couple possessions.
Brosmer, the answer to Skoll's recent queries, can it get worse than J.J. McCarthy? Vikes are sitting in the 11th slot in the draft right now, primarily because Carson Wentz has been their best-looking quarterback. Their QBs have produced the lowest rate in the NFL in 2025.
Kobe Bryant, the interception, all Seattle today.
So McCarthy returning doesn't guarantee a spike, but maybe Washington's secondary can. They are giving up the 2nd highest rating in the league, only team giving up more than 8 yards per pass attempt, and they gave up over 320 yards to Bo Nix in that last loss.
Time, gonna take a shot, he's got an opening, and it's caught for the first down.
But hey, they picked Nix off too, held him to a low 80s rate, so they come in off a strong outing, relatively speaking. Only sacked him once, had 45 tries to get him, gave up 40-plus yards to 4 different guys, the most to tight end Evan Ingram at 79. Tight end TJ Hawkinson, the only Viking with more than 40 yards versus Seattle, 59 to lead the team.
Floats one for Hawkinson, and the first big play in the pass game for the Vikings today.
Brosmer threw at Jordan Addison the most, 10 targets, only 36 yards. 6 targets to Justin Jefferson, 2 catches, 4 yards. He's not having fun this year. Their run game produced a meager 66 yards, all of which wasted what was a nice defensive performance. Minnesota held Seattle to 19 points, left Sam Darnold feeling like he had the 6th sense again, held him to 128 yards, 26 pass attempts, under 5 yards per attempt, no TDs, a sub-70 rate, and held the league's top receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba to 23 yards. His previous low was 79.
From the Vikings, and Harrison Smith this time continues the volleyball match.
Sounds like they could face Jaden Daniels this week. Says he wants to get back out there if his elbow is good to go. If he doesn't make it back, then back to Marcus Mariota, which isn't a bad thing. Minnesota wishes they had someone like him. 294 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 55 rush yards, 2 last week.
He's going backwards there. If he doesn't do that last lunge, he does not get out of bounds.
Mariota led the team in rushing, only took 2 sacks versus the top pass rush in the game, schemed to get a lot of passes out of his hand quickly, but his line held up well too. Whoever goes gets a blitz-happy Vikings front that racked up Darnold 4 times, his season high. Andrew Van Ginkel once, Dallas Turner a pair, has a sack in 3 straight.
Darnold on second down, sacked from behind by Dallas Turner. The ball is out, a scramble for it.
Minnesota held every Seattle pass catcher under 40 yards, not just Smith-Njigba. Get another former Buckeye who's made a name for himself in the bigs. Terry McLaurin came back from injury and scored with 96 yards.
Game decider, Mariota inside McLaurin, touchdown!
McLaurin led the team with 14 targets. Zach Ertz had 13, caught 10 of them. I know there were a couple of drops, but season high 106 yards.
Mariota lofting, Ertz got it! Zach Ertz, 22-yard line.
And Deebo Samuel, the third key pass catcher to their attack, 64 yards.
Mariota again, shot downfield again, Deebo Samuel!
Treylon Burks pulled his OBJ impression, only catch, but it is worth the repeat viewing.
And that is a classic one-handed stop it.
15-13, Minnesota leads Washington all time, 5 playoff meetings between them, all between 1973 and 1992, their 1987 matchup for a chance to go to the bowl.
This is the NFC Championship game. The Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Redskins. The Redskins, who are finally finishing their roller coaster of a season. And today, one of these 2 teams takes the final step on the road to the Super Bowl. Sets up, going deep over the middle. Got Kelvin Bryant, the 10, the 5, touchdown, Washington Redskins. Williams looking right, fires it into the end zone, touchdown, Washington Redskins. 1 down to the Super Bowl. Fourth down and 4. Wilson takes the snap, looking left, throws it into the end zone, batted away, incomplete. Redskins are going to the Super Bowl. Woo-hoo.
It was perhaps the single biggest play of the Redskins season.
Cincinnati Bengals hit the road this week with an extra jump to their step. They're not dead yet. They seem happy, ready to go for a walk with the old guy trying to avoid the cart. Like him, they proved last Thursday they're not dead yet.
Burrow, time, deep shot for Chase. Got it! And a big gain of 43.
And neither are the Bills. Buffalo at home at 8-4 after ping-ponging back into the win column last week.
Cook, another nice move. He's got a 100-yard game and off he goes. As James Cook is putting up a huge performance here for the Bills.
Bills trying to regain consistency and finish strong. 2 dud losses in their last 4, 2 wins where they looked the part of serious contender. Plenty of incentive to just pound the rock again like they did versus Pittsburgh. 249 rush yards, ran it 51 times. Josh Allen, 38 rush yards and a touchdown.
Allen, being pushed, and he's driven across for the touchdown. 75 career rush touchdowns, most by a quarterback all time, now belongs to number 17.
Ray Davis, 9 carries, 62 yards, 6.9 per try.
Davis rips off a good run, his longest rush of the season.
And James Cook with 144 yards, 7th 100-yard game of the year, 115 plus back-to-back weeks.
He's got a huge opening here to start it.
Buffalo, the most rushing yards per game in the NFL. Cincinnati's defense gave up 6 a carry to Derrick Henry, 5.1 yards per carry allowed for 2025. Only 3 teams giving up more to runners.
Derrick Henry running left. Here's Henry in the open field. Might go!
Only faced 10 Henry rush attempts, oddly enough, so only gave up 60 yards to him, 27 yards allowed to Lamar, 4.5 per. Still, Houday faithful weren't sure last week if they were suffering from a post-turkey food coma. Am I hallucinating, or did I just watch the Bengals play defense? Held Baltimore to 14 points, only the 3rd team they didn't give up 26 or more points to all year.
That ball got hit. That ball's intercepted. It's Demetrius Knight Jr. down the sideline.
Bengals secondary didn't give up any TD passes to Jackson, held him to a 65 rating, picked him off.
Again, the pressure comes. Jackson in the middle, knocked down. It's been a whole bunch of guys for the Bengals. A terrific defensive effort here tonight.
It was like having Luke and Han in stormtrooper suits. How are you guys doing your job when you normally don't? Even their typically absent pass rush showed up. They were a team with fewer bags as a team than Myles Garrett has by himself. Only 15 QB takedowns this season, and then bam, 3 in one game. Joseph Osai with a pair.
And he lost the ball. It's caught out of the air. Joseph Osai hit him.
Allen didn't take a single sack on his 23 pass attempts, only got hit once by TJ Watt and company, but remains in a funk you can't dance to as a passer. Sub 76 rating back-to-back games, extended his INT streak to 4 straight games, only threw for 123 yards.
Allen's pass, it is intercepted.
Cook led the team with 33 receiving yards, Dawson Knox 28, Keon Coleman, the 1 TD he threw, only 9 yards, Khalil Shakir 5 yards, 4 targets. Good thing their defense showed up to party, held Pittsburgh to 7 points, held Aaron Rodgers to 117 yards, 5.6 per attempt, a 65 rating on 10 of 21 passing, only 1 sack, but it was a Joey Bosa scoop and score kind of sack, so it's kind of like they come off a shutout.
Surrounded by Bosa, and the ball comes out, and Binford has it, and the Bills have a scoop and score to start the second half.
They have been tough on most quarterbacks this season, have held 5 of the last 6 to fewer than 175 yards, held all Pittsburgh pass catchers under 50 yards, and now they get Mr. Burrow. It just wasn't the same for a Bengals fan when they hear Welcome to the Jungle and it's Mick Jagger busting out on stage and not Axl. Mick is cool, but he's old, and the band needs swagger if it's going to make it look so easy, if you will.
Burrow, sideline to Chase, got it first down.
Joe Shiesty needed a couple of quarters to warm up his vocal cords in his return last week, but when he got him going, hit the right notes for 2 second-half TDs, threw for over 250 yards when he walked off stage.
Burrow out to his right, to the end zone, one hand brought in by Hudson for the touchdown.
32 points of offense versus a Baltimore defense that was pretty stingy with the points. Plenty impressive, but plenty to clean up too. Their own defense set them up for more than 32 points. They only went 1 for 6 inside the red zone.
Burrow scanning. Back in the end zone for Gesicki. Incomplete.
Burrow didn't have all his bandmates. T. Higgins was out hurt. He threw at Mitchell Tinsley 9 times in his absence. Only 2 catches, 22 yards. Loaded up on his slash, Jamar Chase doesn't wear a top hat, but he caught 7 of his 14 targets for 110 yards.
3rd and 10 for Burrow. Hands catch by Chase.
He connected with Andre Yoshivash for a 29-yard touchdown. Tanner Hudson, a 14-yard TD. Mike Gesicki, 19 yards. And targeted Chase Brown 7 times, 35 yards receiving. He's pulled in 6 to 8 receptions in 3 of his last 4, and has run for 75-plus yards, over 5 yards per carry, in 3 straight games, after hitting Baltimore with 78 yards on 5-2 a pop.
He's got the edge. Brown to the 30-yard line.
Buffalo faced Jaylen Warren in their last win, held him to 35 yards on 10 attempts, but they are one of the teams allowing over 5 a carry to runners, so Brown could leave a dent. Buffalo-Cincinnati tied up 17-17 all time after the Bengals beat the Bills 6 of their last 8 meetings. They've met 3 times in the playoffs, Cincy the victor in each, the first back in 1981.
Charles Alexander's touchdown run put the Bengals up by 7. And after the Bills tied it up in the final period, Cincinnati saddled up to take the lead for good.
Motion, and Anderson will go back to throw. On the flat is cut. The 45 by Kreider. Down the sideline to the 40. Down to the 35, the 30, 25, 20, and all the way down to the 17-yard line. Big play right here. Looking, fires upfield, touchdown right down the middle of Collinsworth.
The Bengals won their first playoff game ever, 28-21.
Las Vegas Raiders at home this week, sitting in the cleanup spot of the 2026 draft. Only a loss behind Tennessee still for the number 1, and on a 6-game losing streak, taking on an arch rival who happens to be on a 9-game win streak. Denver Broncos with aspirations to be the number 1 seed when it's all over.
Washington for the win. Mariota has it rejected by Benito.
Win number 9, a little uncharacteristic from a Denver defensive perspective, but it was their D in the end that sealed it and kept their win streak alive, and they're the ones we start this convo with. Nick Bonito batting the last pass away, also picking up his team-leading 10th and a half sack, one of 2 they added to their league-leading total.
Yep, Mariota got rid of it. That was backwards. And a loss of 8.
The number 1 pass rush going after Geno Smith. You need a sack, he can get you a sack. He took 5 last week.
Geno in trouble when he sacked. Mack in the backfield again.
Believe me, there are ways, dude. You don't want to know about it, believe me. Only one team has given up more sacks this year. Smith has been dropped 4+ times in 4 straight games. Took 10 in a single game in there. Hell, he can get you a sack by 3 o'clock this afternoon with nail polish.
Smith in trouble and he's sacked. And a big play on 3rd down.
Offense only garnered 14 points versus LA. That's their average for 2025. Only Tennessee is averaging fewer points. Broncos are holding teams to 18 a game. Only 3 teams holding teams to fewer. And they already held Vegas to 7 back in Week 10. Denver beat the Raiders, but man was it close, 10-7. Bo Nix threw 2 INTs, 1 touchdown. Geno, no TDs, picked off once, sacked 6 times. What a shock.
Smith looking, in trouble, eats it.
But Denver did just surrender 26 points to Washington. Wasn't that they got dominated by Marcus Mariota, held him under 6 yards per attempt to a 78 rating, picked him off. That all fits their season play versus the pass.
Jump pass, Mariota intercepted. Down the sideline, Greenlaw's got it.
Did give up 294 yards to him, even if it was 50 pass attempts. 2 touchdowns allowed, gave up 55 rush yards to him. A touchdown and 96 yards to Terry McLaurin, 106 yards to Zach Ertz. Should have been more, but he dropped a couple of biggies. Now they have to cover an even better tight end, and Brock Bowers didn't drop the biggies he saw last week, even though he had no business hauling that one in.
Blitz coming, Geno gets rid of it, incomplete. Oh, wait a minute! Bowers caught it! You gotta be kidding me!
Bowers hauled in both Geno touchdowns, and Smith, for all the sack taking, put up a 107 rate by completing 18 of 23 passes.
Geno, end zone, wide open, touchdown! That's Bowers!
Only 165 yards though, and his league-leading 14th INT didn't want Tua to feel bad. No other Raiders pass catchers aside from Bowers with more than 31 yards. Ashton Genty was second with 30 receiving yards, 31 rush yards, 2.1 a carry. He's looking at his line with the same question the Bobs had for Spikowski. What is it that you say you do here?
Genty, and he's hit hard by Denzel Perriman.
Raiders defense is in just as much a shambles as their offense right now. Gave up 31 points to the Chargers, have given up 24 plus in 5 of their last 6. Gave up 126 yards to Kamani Vidal, 5 yards per carry and a touchdown. 54 yards allowed to Jarrett Patterson, 4.9 a pop, plus a TD.
Patterson, the running back, and Patterson is in for a touchdown.
Broncos offense not built around running though. RJ Harvey led them with 35 yards on 2.7 per carry, but he did finish 2 drives off in the paint. Denver put up 27 points, first game over 22 points since week 8.
He's got it left side and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Bo Nix, 321 yards, a touchdown, over 7 yards per attempt, 295 plus yards back-to-back games.
Nix looking that way, not open, trying to take off, got it away for the touchdown.
He's put up a lot of yards the last 2 games because he's throwing a lot. Sub-90 rate for the 4th straight game, threw a pick last week. He just hasn't put together a lot of 4 quarters type of games. When he's on, he looks like the man though. Only took 1 sack, so 12 games in now, hasn't been sacked 3 times in a game yet. Has to avoid Mad Max next. Crosby got to Justin Herbert twice, gives him 8 for the year now.
Herbert standing in there, in trouble again, and down he goes. Crosby on 3rd down.
Nix spread his Week 13 balls to 10 different guys, a lot of them to his tight ends. Evan Ingram led the way with a season-high 79 yards.
He's got Evan Ingram inside the 20 to the 10-yard line.
Has anyone tried Pete's Shreddy Balls, those Christmas pastries? Tight end Adam Troutman also with a season-high 47 yards, 3 catches.
Got it to the tight end. Good move by Troutman. Stays on his feet.
Cortland Sutton, 62 yards, right around his season average, hauled in his 5th TD.
Nix has some time, gonna take a shot, he's got an opening, and it's caught for the first down.
And rookie Pat Bryant keeps showing up, 42 yards last week, so 40 plus in 4 of his last 5 games.
Side route, good catch, and the rookie's off to the races. Bryant inside the 5.
Raiders secondary held every Chargers pass catcher they faced to less than 40 yards. McLovin held to 39, Keenan Allen to 30, Quentin Johnston to 23. He and McConkey scored on them. Vegas gave up a 100-plus rate to Herbert as a result, 15 of 20 passing, but they picked him off and held him to 151 yards, so they don't come in shook, as it were.
Throwing left, and it is picked off by Kelly.
We just hit on the Broncos win over the Raiders to make their first Super Bowl back in the 70s, so now let's check out the highest scoring game between the two rivals, a 1986 shootout.
The 1986 season began in Mile High Stadium against the arch-rival Los Angeles Raiders.
Elway in the count, takes the snap, has a little protection, runs up in the pocket, throwing it toward the end zone for Watson. He's open, touchdown!
But the Raiders shot right back and gained the upper hand. Los Angeles built several sizable leads, but couldn't extinguish the confidence of the Bronco Maniacs. Ken Woodard stripped Marcus Allen of the football and raced 12 yards for a touchdown.
In the shotgun, 3rd and goal at the 7th. Elway's drop, and the pass, and it is caught. Gene Lang at the goal line. Touchdown, Broncos lead!
The Broncos had demonstrated tremendous character while coming from behind to post their first win of 1986.
Indianapolis Colts take to the road on a 2-game losing streak, have lost 3 of their last 4 games to fall out of first place in the AFC South. The team they're visiting, the Jacksonville Jaguars, taking that spot over after winning their 3rd in a row.
He's like a little baby kangaroo in his mother's pouch, all protected in the pocket.
Throws towards the end zone, wide open. Strange. Touchdown!
Jags are rolling right now, playing the Colts in Duval. Indy hasn't won a game there since 2014, and Trevor Lawrence is coming off arguably his best game of the year. No interceptions, snapping a 4-game pick streak, 2 touchdowns, 229 yards for his first triple-digit rate game of the season.
Lawrence, end zone, caught Myers for the Jacksonville touchdown.
And even when T-Law has scuffled, it hasn't kept Jacksonville from hanging solid digits on the scoreboard. They've scored 25-plus points 5 straight games after dropping a quarter on the Titans.
Ground game, Tootin, no signal. Now they say touchdown.
Still plenty to clean up. Lawrence completed less than 60% of his passes. They were just 3 for 13 on 3rd down, and Lawrence lost a receiver and lineman to injury. He got sacked 3 times.
Lawrence pulls it back, and Lawrence sacked.
Lawrence has been dropped 3+ times in 6 of his last 8 games. He gets a top 5 pass rush next, too. Only 4 teams with more bags than the Colts in 2025 rang up C.J. Stroud twice in their loss last week, held him to a 75 rating, no touchdowns, picked him off once, held the Texans to 20 points, held them to 2 for 5 in the red zone.
Stroud downfield, too high, intercepted by Bynum.
They're holding teams under 21 points per game overall, holding quarterbacks to an 85 rating. Did give up 276 yards to Stroud, 55 yards to Dalton Schultz, 65 to Jaden Higgins, 98 to Nico Collins. Now they square off with Jacoby Myers, 90 yards and a TD versus Tennessee, touchdowns back-to-back games. He's made a real impact for them since coming over in that trade.
Myers last week got his first touchdown catch of the season. He's got another one here.
Brian Thomas returned from injury, just 28 yards. Parker Washington, the receiver that left hurt after making a 26-yard grab. Brenton Strange, the only other Jag with 40-plus yards. 45 and a TD for the tight end.
Lawrence, wide open is Strange. Strange trying to get out of bounds.
Rush game, only 70 rush yards in their latest win. Travis Etienne, 28 yards, 12 attempts. Colts held Houston to 3.2 a carry, held Woody Marks and Nick Chubb under 4 per attempt. Their defense doing enough to win that game. Just need more from their offense. Still can claim to be the #1 scoring O in the land, but by a thread now as they dropped under 30 a game after only putting up 16 versus Houston.
Colts trying to convert. Jones can't get out of there. Houston makes him pay.
Only 3 for 10 on 3rd down, and it was against the #1 scoring defense, but that's back-to-back games. They haven't put up 21 points. Jacksonville's defense has held 2 of their last 3 opponents under 7 points, only gave up a field goal to Tennessee, held Cam Ward to 141 yards on a minuscule 3.7 per attempt.
Too far for a quarterback sneak. Ward throws incomplete.
Held the Titans to 2 for 12 on 3rd down, only 1 red zone trip allowed. Holding teams to 21 a game, plenty respectable. Now holding quarterbacks to an 85 rating, top 10 good. They try and slow a beat-up Daniel Jones next. But hey man, even with a fractured fibula, he put up 100 rate against the top secondary in the game. 2 touchdowns, no picks, more than a valiant effort.
Jones, wide open, a strike to Warren for the touchdown.
Only took 1 sack on 27 pass attempts. Jags got to Ward 3 times. Still no Trayvon Walker, but Josh Hines-Allen is still cooking. Has made it home 3 straight games, 4 of his last 5.
Jacksonville bringing 4. Here he comes again. Hines-Allen. He has been a monster.
Jags secondary held all Titans pass catchers under 40 yards. Now on to Michael Pittman, only 13 yards versus the Texans, 4 targets. Josh Downs, 6 targets, 2 catches, 44 yards. A 34-yarder that was a real beaut, Clark.
Wow!
What a catch from Downs. The concentration to haul in the pass, the athleticism to get both feet down.
Tyler Warren, 4 targets, 22 yards. Alec Pierce led them with 78 yards and a score.
Jones fakes the handoff, throws it downfield, complete to Pierce.
Jonathan Taylor hauled in 36 receiving yards, plus 85 rush yards.
He will throw it underneath to Taylor. Taylor's got blockers. Taylor down the sideline and out of bounds.
No longer leads the league in yards per carry after only managing a pedestrian 4 a carry versus Houston. Could retake the lead if Jacksonville doesn't play the run better this week. Gave up 6 a run to Tony Pollard. Only 10 carries though, and only 3 teams have played backs tougher than they have this season. Indy up 8 all-time versus Jacksonville. They first got in the ring together in 1995. Pretty entertaining way to get things going too.
Line drive headed to Bailey, who fielded the 6. To the 10, 15, 20, 25, and now he's 35, he may go. The 40, he's at the 50, Jacksonville 40, to the sideline to the 30, still on his way to the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown by Aaron Bailey.
Outstanding special teams work was the order of the day. After Chris Gardaki's booming punt resulted in Derwin Gray's fumble recovery, Marshall Faulk swept into the end zone with the aid of a block from Roosevelt Potts, number 42. Craig Erickson, starting in place of injured Jim Harbaugh, threw for 2 scores in a win that gave Indianapolis an 8-6 record. A playoff berth was now in sight.
Arizona Cardinals at home this week on a 4-game losing streak that has them sitting in the 8-hole of the 2026 draft, but they keep scaring teams like the LA Rams, who still have something to play for in a dogfight for the division and for the number 1 seed after getting tripped up by the Panthers.
Stafford gets brought down, and Stafford coughs it up with 2:25 left.
LA's 6-game win streak snapped. Hawks, Niners, and Rams all sitting on 9 wins now. Rams having to rebound on 2 key fronts. They were the number 1 scoring defense for a week, dropped back after giving up 31 to a team that averages less than 20 a game. And Matthew Stafford, the MVP favorite, hoping that going to Carolina was like what John Denver did, and it was all just in his mind. Would make it easier to forget about that game-sealing fumble and the 2 INTs he threw.
Into a tight window to Nakua, and Jackson gets the block to take it home.
Look, a bad day was bound to happen. That's the first game he threw a pick since week 3. He still threw for over 240 yards and 2 touchdowns, too. Has thrown 2+ TDs in 6 straight games, and LA's offense put up 28 points, which they've gone for in 5 of their last 6.
Rolling to his right. Plants and throws. Back of the end zone. Right on cue. Devontae Adams in the red zone.
2 for 5 on 3rd down for a whole game. Don't see that very often. You'd think they'd keep the points train rolling versus Arizona, being they are giving up 25 a game for the year. But they do come off a 20-point showing versus Tampa Bay, and their secondary is holding quarterbacks to a sub-90 rate for 2025 after holding Baker Mayfield to less than 200 yards, under 7 yards per attempt.
Mayfield with Calais Campbell in his face, stepping up and looking deep, and that ball is deflected away.
Stafford took 2 sacks, 28 pass attempts, the one at the end carrying extra weight, but he's not someone who's taken many sacks. Arizona's pass rush, a 2-sack-a-game unit, bagged Baker twice last week. Both Josh Sweat productions. He has 11 for the year now.
Mayfield under pressure, and Sweat's got him. Josh Sweat has had some kind of year.
Arizona's secondary gave up 42 yards to Emeka Egbuka, 78 to Chris Godwin. The wide receiver pair they have this week, even harder to deal with. Puka Nacua, 72 yards versus the Panthers. Didn't know Spider-Man gloves were legal. Who knew?
Floats it. Nakua's the target. Oh! Absolutely ridiculous.
Nakua with a G+ for the year now. Devontae Adams on a 6-game scoring streak. Added 2 more paint jobs last week. Leads the NFL with 14 receiving touchdowns.
Adams, touchdown. Just like that.
Just that me-to-you combination that's been so deadly this year.
And Xavier Smith hauled in a 51-yard pass last week. Career best 82 yards for the second-year wideout.
Stafford takes a shot for Smith with speed. He's got a big play, Xavier Smith.
Rams tight ends, quiet versus the Panthers. Colby Parkinson just 27 yards. Ground game wasn't quiet, though. Kyron Williams, 72 yards, 5.5 a pop. He scored.
Bang it away! Touchdown, Rams!
This is Rams football.
And they got a huge game from Blake Corum, season-high 81 yards, 11.6 a run. Also punched it in.
It is Corum fighting for the end zone. What a second effort.
Cards haven't been super tough on running backs in 2025, but they were Week 13 versus Bucky Irving, who they held to 3.6 a run, held Tampa under 100 rush yards. If Zona's D can come through again, they have a quarterback who can make it interesting again. Give Jacoby Brissett his due. 300-plus yards, a 100 rating, 2 touchdowns versus the Buccaneers. He's thrown for 300-plus yards in 3 straight, more than 250 in 7 straight, has 2 TDs in 6 of his last 7.
Brissett on the run, throwing on the run. It's an Arizona touchdown.
His production didn't lead to many Cardinals points, unfortunately. They only went 3 for 8 on third down, only 2 red zone trips, 17 points for an offense that's averaging 22 a game. But hey, Rams defense, number 2 in scoring now, let Carolina's points challenged bunch put up 31 on them last week. Their secondary letting Bryce Young put up his highest rated game ever. 3 touchdowns, a 147 rating, didn't pick him off, let him convert all 3 fourth down tries, 2 of them resulting in long TD passes.
On this crucial 4th down, Young, McMillan, got it! Touchdown, Panthers lead!
Their pass rush, only 2 sacks, only 2 quarterback hits, but he only threw 20 times, so 2 isn't that bad. Braden Fisk with 1, Byron Young with his 10th on the year.
4-man rush. Young trying to climb the pocket. He's going to have to take the sack.
You'd expect Brissett to get planted at least a couple of times. He's taken 2+ in 6 of his 7 starts.
Pressure comes late. Vita Vea is there, brings him down.
He took 2 versus Tampa, 40 pass attempts, so that was an ice cube day for him. He's taken 5 to 6 in a game 4 times. Throws a lot, scrambles to give his guys time to get open. Guys like Michael Wilson, who saw 7 targets last week, only 36 yards, which ended a great 2-game run he had going. Running back Michael Carter, 6 targets a week ago, 47 receiving yards out of the backfield.
Here's Carter out of the backfield, up the sideline, another first down, and picks up 15.
Marvin Harrison returned from injury, 6 catches, 69 yards.
On first down, looking in that direction, and he finds Harrison, who goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
And the biggest threat, Trey McBride, 8 catches, 82 yards, and a touchdown, has scored with 70-plus yards in 5 of his last 7. 879 yards for the season, leads the NFL with 88 catches.
Brissett tipped, and it still ends up with McBride over the middle.
Well, you got to be open if you can get a tip pass to you like this one.
LA's DBs didn't struggle with the tight end position last week. Gave up a 43-yard TD to Teteroa McMillan on one of those 4th down ops. Gave up 74 yards and a TD to Jalen Coker. 41 receiving yards and a touchdown to Chuba Hubbard through the air, along with 83 rush yards allowed to him on 4.9 a carry.
Big hole, there he goes! Big play, Chuba Hubbard, touchdown!
Now they set their sights on Bam Knight, who rolls in off a season-high 62 yards, nice 5.6 average on 11 attempts.
Here's Bam Knight on first down, breaks a tackle in the backfield, nice stiff arm, Knight to the edge.
Only 3 Cardinals games have ended with a team up by 9+ points. They are 1-score specialists, even though they haven't come out ahead in many of those games. Rams lead the overall series 51-41, 2 ties. 1937, Chicago Cardinals beat the Cleveland Rams 6-0. Don't have the footage of that first meeting handy. Both teams called St. Louis home at one point. 2 playoff bouts between them, first in 1975.
From the outset, Los Angeles domination was apparent. Lawrence McCutcheon was in fluid drive all afternoon, flowing to his greatest day as a pro. 202 yards on 37 carries. By far the best was yet to come. And this is the way I called it for KMPC Radio.
Second down and 8. Back to throw is Hart. He's got 5 in the pattern. He throws. Intercepted by Youngblood. Jaworski, a play-action fake to McCutcheon. He's going to throw long, and Jackson is open. He's got it at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
He gives it to McCutcheon. He's at the middle at the 10. He's at the 5. He's hit hard. The ball loose. Fumbled. Yes, he's got it. He's in the end zone for a touchdown.
New Orleans Saints take to the road this week, have lost back-to-back games, only have 2 wins still, so still in the vying for the number 1 pick. But they'd love to trip up their interdivision rival, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who snapped their 3-game losing streak to stay in first in the NFC South.
It's Bucky Irving, got a block towards the goal line, in for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Back in the lineup and back into the end zone.
It's called Dirty South football for a reason. It's how they get it done, both from a record perspective sometimes and week by week. Baker Mayfield played through his bum shoulder last week. Shocked no one that he played. Nothing crazy, but enough. 194 yards, a touchdown, no picks, a 96 rating.
Goes the other direction, and it's Tristan Wirfs, the All-Pro, with a touchdown.
Didn't realize Macy's could hook linemen up with TD passes. Thought it was like cologne or something. Get that bag, Baker. Mayfield hasn't topped 200 passing yards in 3 straight. Offense only mustered 20 points versus the Cardinals. Bucks have only hit 24-plus points once in their last 6 games.
Mayfield looking over the middle, and it's dropped by Chris Godwin. That is not a sentence uttered very often.
Tampa didn't have a great-looking O-face when these two played Week 8 either. Kind of a clunker. Only 1 offensive TD between the 2 teams. Tampa won 23-3 behind 2 interceptions, 1 a pick 6.
Oh, wow! It's picked off and taken into the end zone for a touchdown by Anthony Nelson.
Saints held the Buccaneers to 23 that game. Most recently held Miami to 21. Gave up 24 to Atlanta the week before. Held Carolina to 7 the week before that, so not playing too bad lately. Held Tua Tagovailoa to 157 yards, no touchdowns. They picked him off for a 55 rating.
In between a couple of Saints, and that's going to be Kool-Aid McKinstry with the interception.
Mayfield is not looking at a secondary that's played the pass as well as that for the year. He is looking at a pass rush that can cause problems. Chase Young, one of New Orleans' 4 sacks of Tua, on just 23 pass attempts. His pressure rate better than his sack total this year. Cameron Jordan, a pair, has 6.5 for 2025.
Tua's going to have to scramble, and he'll be sacked again. And Jordan gets to him. It's already 2 sacks today.
Baker, only sacked twice by Arizona, doesn't get dropped more than that very often. Used most of his pass attempts on 2 guys versus the Cards. Emeka Egbuka saw a team-high 8 targets, 42 yards, 4 catches.
Straight drop for Mayfield. Open is Egbuka. It's a first down and more inside the 45.
Chris Godwin with his best game since coming back from injury. 3 catches, 78 yards.
Chucks it to Godwin, who breaks a tackle on a first down and more. Godwin of the stiff arm and out of bounds in Arizona territory.
And Tampa finally got Bucky Irving back, 61 yards and a touchdown in his return.
And it's Irving with the carry up the middle, breaking tackles and down to the 2.
Added 20 air yards too, only 3.6 per carry, so some rust. Maybe he can knock it off versus a Saints front that gave up 134 yards, 6.1 a carry and a TD to Devon Achane.
Achane for the end end zone. He is in for a Dolphin touchdown.
Stopping the run won't be at the top of Tampa's defensive honeydew list. No Alvin Kamara last week for the Saints, out hurt. Did any New Orleans fans even notice what the year he's had? Devin Neal ran 14 times, 47 yards, 3.4 per. Saints offense, 4 for 12 on third down, just 17 points.
And knocked away at the last moment, would have been good enough for the first down.
17 points was higher than their season average, and Tyler Shuck with another solid showing. He's kind of the main reason Saints faithful are watching. 230 plus yards, 2 TDs, a rate over 90 versus the Dolphins, his second 90 plus rate game of the season.
For the end zone, did he hang on? Devon Vele, touchdown Saints!
Maybe he builds off it. Bucs only sacked Jacoby Brissett twice. He's used to going down a lot more than that. Calm yourself, Archer. Tampa's secondary gave up 301 yards to him, 100 rating.
Brissett open and caught as McBride into Tampa Bay territory.
Still, they picked him off once, held Arizona to 17 points, 3 for 8 on third down, only allowed Arizona inside the 20 twice.
On 4th and 2, over the middle, incomplete, he wanted Wilson. Dennis was there, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be able to run out the clock.
Their DBs gave up a touchdown to Trey McBride, 82 yards, 69 yards allowed to Marvin Harrison, 47 to running back Michael Carter, so all three pass catcher types got them for a little something. Neal had 20 receiving yards out of the backfield for New Orleans. Tight end Juwan Johnson, 39 yards. Chris Olave scored 47.
For the end zone, yes! Chris Olave for the touchdown.
And Devon Vele led the team with a season-high 93 yards.
Wide open at the 40, sliding out of bounds is Devon Vele.
Bucs on a 3-game win streak versus the Saints. Last time we previewed them, we flashed back to the Bucs' first ever win, which came against New Orleans. So let's go 1987 this time, one of the most entertaining games in the series history.
Hebert with time. Touchdown, Saints. John Tice with the touchdown catch. The Saints are on the board. Hebert again on the play action. Looks to the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. And again, it's John Tice.
They stay in this formation. They're going right. Here they go.
First and goal at the 1. Testaverde. Did he get in? Yes. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Inside here. They've had some great success outside. Here they go.
Ruben Mays.
Touchdown. He did.
Testaverde on first down. Throws deep. Touchdown, Tampa Bay, I do believe. Yes. It's over. It's over now.
It's the battle for the AFC North throne. Baltimore Ravens at home trying to rebound after they bowed to Burrow in their Turkey Bowl battle. Now they try and climb back over the 500 mark with their arch rival in town. Pittsburgh Steelers sitting with the same even Steven mark doesn't feel as good to either squad as it did to Seinfeld.
Ball's on the ground, and Rodgers has to fall on it back at the 18.
That's 5 losses in Pittsburgh's last 7 games. The return of Rodgers did not bring holiday joy to the tree, the dad, or the Deb. Rodgers went 10 of 21 passing, 117 yards, no touchdowns, 5.6 yards per attempt, a 65 rating. Took 1 sack that led to a Buffalo scoop and score. Offense only good for 7 points, so they kind of hit this matchup off a homer delicacy.
Rodgers surrounded by Bosa, and the ball comes out.
Oh, nuts. Steelers offense just 3 for 9 on third down, only 2 trips to the red zone, 25 plus points 5 of their previous 6 games, so the outage a rare one. Baltimore's recent offensive struggles, on the other hand, part of a trend, haven't topped 24 points in 3 straight games. Last week, 3 for 10 on third down, only 14 points, and the key culprit, listening to the Chili Peppers ahead of the game, gave it away 5 times.
3rd and 9 for Lamar. in trouble, and he lost the ball. It's caught out of the air.
Lamar Jackson responsible for 3 of those, 2 fumbles lost, 1 interception. Dude is in a funk. No TDs last week, 17 of 32 passing for a 65 rating. He's now gone 3 straight games with a sub-80 rating.
Wants something deep. Oh, that ball came out. Ruled the fumble and the 3rd of this first half.
Some flock faithful will tell you his poor play is tied to the Lions' poor play. Jackson took 3 sacks, pressure rate faced on the high side.
Pressure straight on Osai. Oh my.
Big time stop, big time sack.
Others don't lay the blame on a line that hasn't allowed an especially high pressure rate over their last 5 games. Think Jackson is still hurt in some way, maybe. It's an ongoing debate. Now he's up against a Steelers defense that held the Bills to 19 points, took the ball away from them twice, faced one of the other elite dual threaters, didn't sack Josh Allen, but picked him off, held him to 123 yards, 5.3 an attempt, a nice low 75 rate.
Allen's pass, it is intercepted, jumping right in front and stealing it.
Steelers in the average range in points per game at 24 per contest. The biggest issue they had with Buffalo's offense, they couldn't stop the run. Gave up 38 yards and a touchdown to Allen, 62 yards on 6.9 a carry to Ray Davis. His long was just 15 yards too, and 144 yards on 4.5 a try to James Cook.
This is the way that you can win this. He's like, come on, we just talked about this all week.
249 rush yards given up week 13 in total, so maybe the King gets more than the 10 carries he got last week. Derrick Henry hit at 6 yards per carry on those tries.
Here's Henry in the open field. Might go. Home. Touchdown Ravens.
Second fewest rush attempts he's had all year, added a 44-yard reception. Henry and their tight ends, the only pass catchers to go for more than 40 yards versus the Bengals. Their 3 wideouts all come in cold. DeAndre Hopkins, 25 yards. Rashad Bateman, 1 target, no catches. And Zay Flowers, their WR1, 7 targets, 2 catches, 6 yards. Isaiah Likely led the team with 95 yards.
In the middle, it's caught. Likely on the run. Oh, that's out. That's out.
Sure is out.
It's the 1 yard he failed to get that really hurt. Mark Andrews added 47 yards on 4 catches.
Mark Andrews in the middle of the field. He's fired up, too. That always seems to get them going.
And it was a tight end who led Pittsburgh's passing attack last week. Darnell Washington, the only Steeler with more than 40 yards, checking out with 45.
There he is. Washington still rumbling.
They don't even want to tackle him.
DK Metcalf, 32 yards, 5 targets. None of their backs with more than 40 yards either. They only ran 18 times versus Buffalo. Jaylen Warren scored, but only 35 yards, 10 carries. So what might that group do versus the Ravens? Baltimore's D on paper had its 6-game run of sub-20-point games, snapped at 6 straight. But they have a butt on their side. Sir Mix-a-Lot can't handle it so big. Their own offense turning the ball over 5 times. They held Cincinnati to 1 for 6 in the red zone.
Oh, the fumble! You're always a snap away from some life and hope.
The secondary Rodgers is facing held Burrow to a low 80s rate, under 6 yards per attempt, 24 of 46 passing. They have been a tougher and tougher group to throw on as the season has worn along.
Burrow, Awuzie with the coverage.
This is tough sledding.
No Ravens pass rush to speak of, kind of used to that this year. 1 sack on 46 Burrow pass attempts, didn't even pressure him 30% of the time.
Burrow, time, deep shot for Chase. Got it!
Baltimore's front comes off a mixed outing versus the run. Held Samaje Perine to 2.8 on his 14 attempts, but gave up 78 yards to Chase Brown, 5.2 a carry.
He's got the pitch. He's got the edge. Brown to the 30-yard line.
No real history to speak of between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. They're famous for how nice they are to each other. No dirty hits, always help each other up. Have met all 3 rounds of the AFC playoffs, 2001 season the first.
Come on, defense! Let's go! He gets a good block. He's hit as he throws it down the field. The pass will be intercepted by Chad Scott. He's to the 40. Right side with a block into the 50. Gets a block, but then another defender gets him down at the Baltimore 43-yard line. I think Joey Porter hit the quarterback and knocked him just as he released it, and that was a wounded duck. I heard the quack quack from up here.
While Gerbach was throwing ducks, Cordell Stewart was throwing strikes. From power running to trick plays, Pittsburgh moved the ball almost at will against the Ravens. When Elvis threw his third strike, the Ravens were out.
And the Steelers have put a nail in the Baltimore coffin.
Atlanta, at home this week, have lost 6 of their last 7 after not being able to take advantage of a 2-win Jets team, 3 wins now I guess, which makes them look like prey to a Seahawk. Seattle soaring in, having won 6 of their last 7 to climb into a tie with the Rams for the NFC West.
Over the left side, breaks a tackle, gallops free, touchdown. First one of the day for the Seahawks offense.
LA holds the tiebreaker for the moment, but the Hawks are coming. Seattle, even scarier looking. They can win a game 26-0 without Sam Darnold or JSN doing jack squat, and it's worth pointing out early, Seattle hasn't lost to any teams of Atlanta's ilk, i.e. sub-500 teams. Like the Vikings, Seahawks just fed their offense a donut. Homer was jealous. Pick 6 part of the recipe too, so call it holding a team to -7 points.
He's in trouble! Heaves it up! Oh no! Ernest Jones! House call!
Only one team has scored 23+ points on them in their last 7. Facing Max Brosmer was absolutely tied to their defensive dominance last week. What they didn't want to do was have him walk out with like 230 yards, a couple of touchdowns, that kind of game. They didn't. 126, piddly 4.2 per attempt, no TDs, 4 interceptions in 1 game. Al Bundy salutes you.
Another pick for Ernest Jones, broken up by Job, and then Ernest Jones got his second pick of the day.
They're now holding quarterbacks to the 5th lowest rating, so not just a Brosmer thing. Sacked him 4 times too. 4th most bags now. Was the usual suspects. Uchenna Nwosu half a sack, has 6 for the year now. Byron Murphy his 7th. DeMarcus Lawrence his 5th. Leonard Williams his 7th.
Brosmer gets buried. Byron Murphy.
None of those guys have a limp either. But with Atlanta, the question starts with how do you handle backs, because Atlanta's offense is Bijan-centric. Seattle only faced 6 Jordan Mason rush attempts, got away for a 24-yarder, so he averaged 7.8 an attempt, but they held Minnesota to 66 rush yards, and they remain the hardest team on running backs for 2025, holding them to 3.5 a carry.
Blitz is coming. They run into it, and boy, they pay the price. Drake Thomas, who's come out of nowhere this year.
They have faced the 2nd most pass attempts to running backs too, holding them to a 95 rating, better than the league average. Robinson's average, 49 receiving yards per game, 51 last week.
Play action here. Cousins steps up, dumps it off. It's Robinson. First down and more. Robinson inside the 35.
And he's barreling into this one as a runner. 142 yards on 6.2 a carry versus Green, and he scored.
Here's Robinson on cue across midfield and then finally tripped up.
The guy giving him the ball, Kirk Cousins. He might not be a William Shatner level Captain Kirk anymore, but he's no Captain Janeway. He represents a tougher challenge than Brosmer. 234 yards and a TD, no picks versus the Jets. He's shown he's at least on the same level as that tattoo artist in the commercial.
So a big play for the Falcons, gain of 19 from Kirk Cousins to Devin Tompkins.
He's still one of the QBs in the NFL. Atlanta's offense managed 24 points, 23 to 27 points in their last 5.
Quick release. This is Sills. And Sills takes it in for a Falcons touchdown.
Only 4 for 12 on third down. Drake London could help there if he returns from injury. He's been shifted from week to week to day, so maybe he makes it back this week. Cousins turned to Darnell Mooney 5 times versus the Jets, only 2 catches, 25 yards, loaded up on some pits. That's not a bad thing if it's not your older brother forcing them into your face. 7 catches, 82 yards for Kyle.
That's what they've been wanting from Kyle Pitts ever since he got here.
That was Pitts' season high in yards. Not that many fewer than Darnold threw for versus Minnesota. Let's get it out of the way. Darnold, 128 yards, a 67 rate, no touchdowns, only accounted for 19 points.
Broken up and incomplete. It was 1 on 3. And Darnold putting the ball up there in a dangerous spot.
Darnold took a season-high 4 sacks.
Everybody coming here, including Grenard. Wilson will get home and sack Darnold.
His worst 3 games this season versus Houston, the Rams, and now Minnesota, all who have especially strong pass rushes. So, cue Atlanta's front, added 2 bags to their 2025 total, which is now 41, 1 more than Seattle for 3rd place. James Pierce, Leonard Floyd with 1 each.
Taylor in trouble. Down he goes. Back at the 5.
Atlanta's defense gave up 27 points to the Jets, which doesn't look good, but their special teams gave up an 83-yard kickoff return, and their own offense going 4 for 12 on third down and turning it over didn't help. They held Tyrod Taylor to 172 yards, 5.2 an attempt, just an 81 rate.
Man, that is such a nice play. Xavier Watts, he has been a phenomenal rookie for the Atlanta Falcons.
They've played quarterbacks tough enough in 2025, did allow Adonai Mitchell to go for 102 yards, a 52-yard TD, held the rest of the Jets pass catchers under 22 yards. Vikings held Jackson Smith and Jigba to 23 yards. Dude needed to catch his breath, right? Cooper Kupp, 24 yards. A.J. Barner led them with 35. Their running backs cracked the 40 mark, down low at least. Zach Charbonnet, 52 yards and a TD, only 3.7 a carry. Kenneth Walker hit at 4.3 though, 56 yards.
Has a hole, look out! He got tripped up or else it was goodbye.
Walker on a solid 4-game run, 56 to 71 yards in each, 4-2 or better in each. Now he tries to keep it going against a Falcons front that held Breece Hall to 3.6 per attempt.
There's Hall on 2nd and 3. Diablo takes him down for a loss of a yard.
Seattle has taken 3 of their last 4 in this Battle of the Birds, up 13-9 all time. Took the very first meeting between the two back in 1976, was the Hawks' second ever as a franchise. They only won 2 games that year.
Zorn on a quick count, drops back to pass, scampers out to his right, throws upfield, complete to Smith at the 10 to 5. He is in, touchdown Seahawks! Zorn with nobody in behind him as a running back, as they've got Testerman out to the right side of the field with 2 other wide receivers. Pass McMakin over the middle at the 10 to 5. He's in, touchdown Seahawks! Lawrence dropping back to his own 7-yard line, makes the grab, runs toward the middle of the field, laterally now back at his own 3, hit and thrown into the end zone. Now let's see if he was hit at the 1 and it's a safety. Atlanta back at their own 27. They go on a quick count. Hunter back to pass, throws up the right side, picked off at the 40-yard line by the Seahawks, return to the 30, down to the 20 to 15 to 10 to 5. Touchdown Seahawks! Larkin comes in motion back toward the formation. Hand off to Smith, breaks across the 50, 45, 40 of Atlanta, keeps going to the 35. Nearly breaks away, finally does the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown Seahawks!
Houston Texans hit the road this week with their starting quarterback back behind center and riding a 4-game win streak that has them right back in the thick of it.
4th down and 9. Jones laces it, and it's incomplete. The Houston Texans' #1 defense
comes through.
They are in Kansas City to take on a Chiefs squad in desperation mode. Turkey Day loss put them back at the 500 mark for the year.
Pass is on the money as Dak is able to hit Pickens. And the Chiefs without timeouts. Dallas with a first down.
It's over, unless something crazy happens.
Conversation between these two teams starts with Kansas City's O-line trying to keep Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter off Patrick Mahomes' back. Because despite his fine play last week, Chiefs' offense was once again stunted by Mahomes being dropped. He's taken 3+ sacks in 5 straight games now. Not coincidentally, Kansas City has lost 3 of their last 4. 3 sacks taken in their latest L.
Now it breaks down, and guess who's got him? Look at Clowney in on him.
Making things more problematic, their line, already missing guard Trey Smith, saw both their starting tackles leave the game hurt last week, and they didn't return. No matter who lines up at those spots, they're in for a long day. Anderson and Hunter, now there's a worthy adversary. They don't wear black pajamas, and neither came up with a sack last week. Houston only bagged Daniel Jones once, didn't pressure him a ton. Those are usually staples to their once again #1 scoring defense. Leapfrogged the Rams D after holding the top scoring offense in the NFL to 16 points.
Jones can't get out of there. Houston makes him pay. The Texans get Sheldon Rankins home.
Texans have held 5 of the last 6 offenses they've faced to 19 or fewer points. Secondary shows up after facing Daniel Jones, gave up 7.4 yards per attempt to him, 2 TDs, no picks, a 101 rate, gave up a long pass play to Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield, a 34-yard pass to Josh Downs on a great catch, 78 yards and a TD allowed to Alec Pierce.
Floated, end zone! Pierce has got it! Touchdown!
101 rate for the team, #1 in rating allowed, is pretty high, but only 201 passing yards allowed. The most passing yards they've given up this year, 226. That was week 1. Under 202 in every game since. Now, Houston's DBs line up across from Mahomes, who heads into week 13 off a nice showing, had scuffled a little his 3 previous outings, rebounded for 261 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, a rate near 130.
And heaving it down the field, wide open is Worthy. Unbelievable play by Mahomes.
Chiefs offense, which had finished with less than 24 points their previous 3 straight, with 28 points versus Dallas, went 3 for 3 on 4th down tries, 3 for 3 inside the 20.
With a blocker in front, Wiley in front, and Rice is free to the end zone for a Kansas City touchdown.
Rashee Rice led the way through the air versus the Cowboys, 92 yards, 2 TDs, 90-plus yard games back-to-back weeks.
Now throws, and is pulled down for the catch, the touchdown by Rice.
Xavier Worthy has averaged 60 yards over his last 2 games after laying down 61 versus Dallas.
It's over to Worthy again, shoved out by Bland about a yard short of the first.
Yeah, he's in rhythm.
And Travis with a touchdown in that loss. Kelsey 45 yards, 43 the week before.
Mahomes looking in the end zone, and he goes to Kelsey for the touchdown.
Hollywood Brown 2 catches, a touchdown, only 20 yards. Kareem Hunt a 22-yard reception to go along with 58 rush yards, 4.1 per try.
They've got it to Hunt, and they're going to be able to move the drive on down the field.
Isaiah Pacheco returned, only 3 carries, 16 yards. Texans front carries its weight as they have made it rough on running backs this season, held the league's top running back, Taylor, to 4 a carry, 21 attempts.
Taylor gets brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Most Chiefs fans will tell you, our D just did all that to them too. Held Taylor in check, made Indiana Jones look like he did in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, held the top scoring offense to 20 points. No need to run to hymns.com or anything. Last week's 31 points given up to Dallas, a reflection of Madagascar Marty being jumpy with the laundry and the Cowboys offense being tough to stop no matter who they're playing.
Can they convert here? Prescott looking around in trouble. He flips it. to Williams for the touchdown at the last moment.
Not sure if Hims has something for a soft defense anyway, but if they do, Kansas City's secondary should put an order in for something to help them defend the pass a little better. Gave up over 100 yards to CeeDee Lamb and a score, over 80 yards allowed to George Pickens, 320 yards and 2 touchdowns to Dak Prescott.
Pirouettes around the defender and takes off past Edwards. Oh my gosh!
Rate allowed to Prescott over 100, which puts them at 1-3 in games where the opposing quarterback walks out with a triple-digit rating. CJ Stroud did not come close to 100 rate in his return, finally made it back from his concussion. No touchdowns, got picked off once. It was a bad one. A 75 rate.
Downfield, too high, intercepted by Bynum.
Stroud has only topped a 100 rate in 3 of his 9 starts, but he also put up 276 yards versus Indy, close to 8 yards per attempt, made plenty of nice downfield throws in a tough, gritty type game, plenty of good to build on as he knocks off the rust.
Play action. Stroud, he's open. Nico Collins, the defender, fell down, and Collins turned around. The ball was there.
Stroud took 2 sacks. He's a 2 to 3 sacks taken a game type of guy versus a Chiefs pass rush that didn't reach Prescott once on 39 chances. They're now averaging less than 2 sacks a game for the season. Top priorities for their pass defenders, Nico Collins, who led them with 98 yards versus the Colts. He's been on the upswing, 75 plus yards, 4 of his last 5.
Snatched by Collins. Collins with yards after the catch. 21 yards on the hookup.
Jaden Higgins has steadily been working his way into more looks. Caught all 5 of his targets for a season-high 65 yards a week ago.
2nd and 9. Stroud, a bullet. Caught by Higgins. First down.
Xavier Hutchinson with 5 looks, 39 yards, and Dalton Schultz, 55 yards, 7 catches.
And he fires that one to Schultz, who catches it and takes it to the 31.
Texans' run game is a lot like Kansas City's, always the X factor. Woody Marks, 19 attempts, 64 yards, only 3.4 a carry last week. Couple of key chunky runs though. Nick Chubb, 9 attempts, 34 yards, a touchdown. Should get plenty of chances to keep Kansas City's defense honest, as they say. They held Javonte Williams to 3.5 a run on his 17 attempts, but gave up over 130 yards on 5.3 a carry for the game, primarily due to letting Malik Davis get away for a 43-yard touchdown.
Look out. Here goes Davis. Malik Davis sitting in zone.
Kansas City has beat the Texans 5 straight times. Most recently in last year's playoffs, also took them down the very first time they met in 2003, and how?
Barr to throw, once a first down, it's picked off. Okay. Shenard Hart's 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, reaches out for the end zone, touchdown!
Quarterback Trent Green found Eddie Kennison for his first scoring play of the year. And then Dante Hall went coast to coast for the 2nd time in as many weeks.
Picks it up. First guy misses, second and third guy miss. Right side, a block for Dante Hall. Gets a block from Blaylock. Up the right side, 45-40. Cuts back right. He's up to 25. An incredible punt return by Dante Hall. He's got it. He cut back left. It is a touchdown.
Philadelphia Eagles head west this week to La La Land, hoping their fans on the West Coast treat them kinder than their hometown fans do.
And wait till you hear this.
They're not happy.
You can hear it.
They take on the LA Chargers, 8-4 now after winning 4 of their last 5, sitting in the 5-hole in the AFC playoff picture.
Smith staying in the pocket. Now he's in trouble, and Geno is sacked.
Bolts came out of the bye, went back to the kind of ball they had been playing before they blacked out versus the Jaguars, hoping that was just a bump in the road. Offense back to lighting up the scoreboard, 31 points, 12 for 17 on third down, 3 for 5 when they found themselves inside Scott Hansen's living room.
And Patterson is in for a touchdown, and the Chargers add to their lead.
Justin Herbert had an okay game, but it was their rush attack that led the charge, pun intended. Jarrett Patterson, 54 yards and a TD, 4.9 a carry, 11 handoffs.
Trying the right side, he's got some room. First down and more for Patterson.
Kamani Vidal with his fourth 95-plus yard game. We tried to alert everyone to what was coming. He went from 18 yards to 124, then 20 yards to 117, followed by 30 yards, followed by 95, then 13, and then 126 last week. 5 a carry and a TD.
And he turns it upfield for a first down. Still going. Kamani Vidal down the sideline.
So that means, in theory, he shorts out this week, but hold the trend phone. He could put down his ping pong paddles versus Philadelphia. Eagles defense has given up 24 points back-to-back weeks. Not terrible, but not great, but hasn't been enough to cover for their faulty offense. And they had major issues stopping the run versus the Bears. They let DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai gash them over and over, gave up 125 plus to each guy.
Here's Monangai. In he goes for the touchdown. They can't stop him.
Their play versus running backs for 2025 now considered dead average. Their play versus the pass much better, both this season and last week. Herbert doesn't face a rattled secondary. They held Caleb Williams to 154 yards, 17 of 36 passing, a measly 4.3 per attempt. Their front even picked him off.
And then it's picked off! Intercepted to the 35-yard line. Jalix Hunt.
Held every Bears pass catcher under 40 yards. Not a single Chargers pass catcher comes in off a 40-plus yard game. Ladd McConkey scored, but only 39 yards. Keenan Allen, 30 yards. Quentin Johnston scored, only 23 yards. Herbert clearly didn't throw for many yards, hurt his non-throwing hand too, still went 15 of 20, over 7.5 yards per attempt, a 108 rate, was a warrior game.
What's wrong with me?
It's just a throwing one.
Oh, not the throwing one. It puts this ball on the money.
Did get picked off. He's thrown a pick in 8 of his last 10 outings. He took 3 sacks behind that beat-up O-line, hasn't escaped a game without being dropped yet.
And you notice Herbert's keeping the offhand away. I want to see if they're really trying to attack that.
The Eagles' pass rush he's looking at, a 2-sack-a-game team. They came up with 2 sacks of Caleb on 36 pass attempts. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith with 1 each.
Eagles respond. Nolan Smith got there for the sack.
What about their O, though? Bradley Cooper should stop worrying about food and channel his energy to Philadelphia's offense. Another dud versus Chicago, only 15 points. And keep in mind, the Bears' defense, one of the most points-generous defenses in the league.
First fires over the middle, and that's incomplete. And the next sound you hear will be this.
4 for 12 on third down, only 2 trips inside the red zone. Jalen Hurts a couple of touchdowns, 230 yards, one of the tuds and many of those yards on a late drive when they were down 2 scores. He went just 19 of 34, a sub-90 rating. Philadelphia's Boo Birds not happy with his, and more so their OC's performance.
A lot of it has to do with execution. You know, it's easy when things don't work well to just blame the offensive coordinator. I mean, some of this has to be on the players.
Not going to be easy getting right versus LA's defense. Held the Raiders to 14 points. Sure, that's Vegas, but they've held 4 of the last 5 offenses they've played to less than 21 points.
Give to Genti, and he's tripped up. Stop behind the line, and the Chargers will take over.
They might have given up a 107 rate to Geno Smith, 2 touchdowns, but they picked him off, held him to 165 yards. They sacked him 5 times. Tuli Tuipulotu with 2. He leads them with 10 for the year.
When you have that good chess piece that you can use all over the board, and you create big plays.
Hurts threw 34 times, not 1 sack taken, only got hit once, but he didn't fare well when he was hurried on Chicago blitzes. A.J. Brown has been more A.J. Brown-like 2 games in a row, 110-plus yards back-to-back weeks. He scored twice versus Chicago, 132 yards.
Going deep for Brown, touchdown. And just like that,
Devontae Smith added 48 yards.
Looks downfield, throws, caught, first down, Devontae Smith.
48 yards, 20 below his season average. Dallas Goedert, 27 yards. He's only averaging 37 a game. Saquon Barkley, at least he finished a game over 4 yards per carry, just the 5th time he's done so this year.
He goes again. Yeah, they gave him no room to work that time. Stuffed in the backfield.
Just 56 yards, 13 attempts, so he still only has one 2024 Saquon game under his belt in 2025. Takes on a Chargers front that held Ashton Genty to 2.1 a carry. I mean, who doesn't? LA hasn't played the run as well on the year. Don't usually face O-lines made up of traffic cones, though. Only 13 Eagles-Chargers games ever. Chargers up 8-5. Eagles have been around since the 30s. Bolts hit the scene in 1960, both in the same league starting in 1970.
And then they found the sun and victory in San Diego, abetted by a strong rush. The Eagles' deep defense stretched out its tentacles and gobbled up the Charger passing attack. Tandem play by Bill Bergey and Bill Bradley produced a playbook interception. But it was the teamwork of Randy Logan and Bill Dunston that produced a touchdown. Dunston's 6-pointer was the 3rd touchdown in as many weeks by the defense, which rolled along well-oiled, while the offense remained rusty.